Sounds that makes the work smooth faster. The togetherness and the joy of harvesting. The ability to start together and to harvest a large quantity. Hello everyone, welcome back to another segment. Into this episode, we are going to dive into our Chinese family based in Tanzania. For the time being, it has been farming system, it has been the farming cultivation and also the building of the gigantic projects. Yes, a supermarket is ready. For some persons, supermarket is not ready, but I tell you, it is ready. For many who are wondering what is our Chinese husband doing in the farm, well, you can see that he's hating and helping our African mama in harvesting rice. Yes, it's the harvesting period. Is a time for this rice to be harvested. If not, the birds will eat it and, it will fall off on the ground and it will grow again. So why will our labor be in vain? So this is time for harvest. And one good thing about the Tanzania community, when it's time for harvest, you note that all the home members of the family, relatives and extended families come together to do the harvesting. But one thing you note about this particular clip, you note that there's no use of machine and there's nothing like the use of a gigantic machine. Yes, in the Tanzania environment, the most used is the human labor, and this will not process and make work more faster. But with large aid, with large numbers of families coming together, of persons coming together, of people aiding in the harvesting, the work will be done in a random and even with haste. But that in the Chinese environment, you note that even with the use of human labor, there's also the use of machine, which make it more easier for the work that a large number of persons will do, let's say for 3 hours. The use of machine, we do it under 30 seconds. So that is the difference between the machine labor and also the manned use labor. So there's two different things, and there's many advantage and disadvantage about the use of man labor and also the use of machine. Looking at the harvesting process, that our African mama is actually harvesting this particular seed crop, with joy with her grandchild. The Chinese families, her Chinese husband and also his friend also hate him helping out in the harvesting process, and this makes the family so much happy and makes it more easier. Meanwhile, her African lady is at home about to prepare special delicacy for the families which are in the farm. Well, some will be wondering, why is she not in the farm? Why would she be at home? Why is it that, why so much why? I think before I go further to explain the reason why she's at home, I think if I should ask, if all the whole family, be in the farm or goes to farm, who will prepare delicacy when they come back? Or do you expect them, after they come back being exhausted, to start preparing meal? So you see the advantage of her being staying at home to prepare delicacy for those that are working in the farm. Harvesting rice in Africa is not an easy job. Yes, it's not an easy job. Mostly when you cultivate a large acres, of rice or farm, and you have just 2 persons or 4 persons to work on it, you will understand the reason and why it is very important to have a large number of persons when cultivating a large acres of land, just like the way her Tanzania African mama did in Tanzania, just as what you're saying. After harvesting, you notice that the whole family have to gather this and they head forth towards to home, to continue the other process, the rice milling, the rice boiling, and the rice, itself is not, a day activities. It's not 1 month's activities. Yes, that is why you can see that the whole family have to come together, put hands together to do this at very hand. It makes it more easier since there's much hand, and the work became so much easier. Just see the large acres of and also the large harvest again after long cultivations, after long harvesting. Family has a poor understanding about definition of hardworking. While some define hardworking as the ability to organize and to take care of the home, while elders, defined it as the ability to cultivate a large acres of land and be able to handle it. In those days, this is called wealth. Natural wealth, whereby one handled or have a large acres of land, have a large numbers of animals, and also acquire large numbers, of children. I call it large number of children or members, increased members of children. But you can see the food is done being prepared by African lady, and now the family, they're enjoying themselves. They have to take some rest, and they have to eat after a long work of day. Alright, this is where I'll be wrapping up today's episode. I hope you're enlightened on today's package. Please do stay tuned and stay blessed, and always remember, lovelies, stay good for now. Bye for now.